to a part of it that I have never been to. I forget the name of the trailhead I'm going to. But because A, I woke up late, because of course I did, and B, mostly because of this, there is an excessive heat warning today. I'm not doing a long hike, like, at all. It's like 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles tops to the campsite I have in mind. Campsite I'm going to, I think, is the Chimney Top campsite, something along those lines. And so the trailhead I'm parking at is literally 2 miles or less from that campsite. And I'm going basically to A, escape from civilization, because I did a lot of peopling yesterday and over the past couple weeks. And B, to test out my new Durston X-Mid 1 and see how well I do setting it up not in my backyard. You know, of course, practice makes perfect, right? So we shall see how this goes. Alright, here we are at the trailhead. If I wanted to go on the Beach Bottom Falls Trail, I'd go to the right. I'm going to the left. I had to walk a little bit uphill from the parking lot, but here we are. Chimney Top Gap access. See, if they had parked straight in, I could have parked next to them. But yeah, here we are. And it's all uphill. I just met the folks who had parked at this part of the trailhead. They didn't know about the other spot. Looked like a guy and his daughter who were out for a day hike. And they were very nice. They were asking me questions about this trail, the Foothills Trail. And I'm like, I got nothing. I know it's about 77 miles long. Starts in Georgia, or starts at Oconee State Park near Georgia. Ends at Table Rock State Park. And I've not been to this side of it before. That's all I got. It is really pretty here. It's very hot. It's like 89 degrees. The breeze is nice. And yeah, that little bit of uphill has me winded. So I still have a lot of work to keep doing before April. Trail is quite overgrown in this section. Once I get past here, it looks like it evens out, but right here, it's a jungle. This section of the Foothills Trail is definitely something of an obstacle course. Be very ironic if, you know, where I fall and break my neck is a hike less than a mile. That would be so on brand for me. But we're just going to go under the assumption that's not going to happen. This staircase was less than fun to get down, but going up it tomorrow is gonna suck. I just have to make sure to get out camp early, so I'm not doing that part in the heat of the day. This would be a cool place to hang out and have lunch if I wasn't almost at my campsite. Of course, God only knows what's living in those rocks. Probably snakes and such. Yeah, let's not find out. Alright, and here is first glimpse of the campsite. I don't know how well you can see it on the screen, but there's a nice picnic table, big flat area. right there's where we're going. And this is where I'll get my water. Right here at this nice little creek that runs down by my campsite. This is perfect. Okay, I could keep hiking another 4 miles to get to the next campsite, but it's hot and this campsite is really nice. So I think I'm going to stick to my original plan and just kind of hang out here for the night. I will take y'all in with me as I make my grand entrance into the campsite. Welcome to Chimney Top Campsite, everyone. Yeah, this one's fancy. Lots of room. Fire ring. I thought it had a picnic table, but it doesn't. But you know what? That's plenty good enough. Yeah, look at all this nice flat ground here. More flat ground over there. Oh yeah. This is great. Well, it took me about 20 minutes to get my tent set up right-ish. It is still not perfect, but I eventually got it close enough to what it ought to be. Yes, I definitely need to watch some more videos on the tips and tricks of getting it set up exactly right. But I think it turned out pretty well by the end. It just took a lot of restaking the corners and getting it just right to make it work, but I got it. Practice makes perfect, and that's literally why I'm out here today, to escape from people and also practice with this tent. Shakedown hikes are super important if you're planning any kind of long hike, whether that's a 5-day hike or a 5-month hike. Practice, practice, practice before you go. That way you'll know what works for you, what doesn't, and you'll get the hang of tricky things like setting up a Durston tent. Or whatever it is that you're learning for the first time. Okay, I filled this up, about 3 liters of water, filtered it, refilled my water bottles. I have some left over for breakfast in the morning. So now I'm cooking my dinner, my nice little lightweight pot, my little stove, and there is my tea. Because just because one is temporarily living in the wilderness does not mean one must be uncivilized. Dinner every night has a cup of hot tea with it, year-round. Breakfast every morning, hot coffee. I might like the wilderness, but also I like my caffeine. Okay, so my dinner is gonna be pasta, creamy garlic shells. Also, previously I had dehydrated some green peas at home, mix that in there. Brought a little powdered milk and some chicken. Mix that all together and there is a good filling quick dinner. Alright, water has boiled. I'm going to pour it into this freezer bag. Enough to kind of cover the noodles there. And pour a splash of the hot water in my tea. I've been cold soaking the tea. So I got my noodles, my water, my powdered milk. Stir it up a little bit. And I'm going to put it in this homemade cozy. This will keep the heat hot and help it cook, a bit faster. So basically, put it in here, and pasta tends to take forever. So let it set about 20 minutes, and I'm going to test it and stir it. See how much longer it needs to go. And then dinner. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes or so. And gonna see how my pasta turned out, or if it needs to cook a little bit longer. Oh, it looks nice and done. It looks nice and done. Let's see. There you go. See? Pasta. Yep. That is nice and done, so dinner time it is. Cheers. All right, one cool thing about this campsite is it has bear cables. And if they are functioning, that'll make putting my food bag away very easy. You'll see that tree up there with the red band around it. There's another one too. That's where the food bags are. Okay, there you go. That's what a bear hang should look like. 15 feet off the ground, I think. At least 6 feet away from the tree. It doesn't mean the bears can't get it still. They've gotten smarter, darn varmints, but technically the earth sack is pretty hard to get into. It's made out of Kevlar and so forth. And I have it clipped in 2 different places in 2 different knots. So it should be very hard for them to get to it. But of course this is me and my luck, so one never knows. However, food is hung for the night. Here's my little domain. Tent's down there. Not sure what's down that way. I might go wander just to see. And yeah, I see some clouds moving in. There is a chance of rain, anytime between 5 and 7 tonight. So we might get a little something. Or maybe not. Either way, I'm ready. Okay, y'all. I have eaten dinner, hung up my food, my tent's all set. So I am going to sign off for now and curl up in my tent and read my book. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, y'all have an awesome day. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this and want to see more of my randomness as I prepare to hike the Appalachian Trail in honor of domestic violence survivors and non-survivors, follow along. Hit the little bell so you get notified. Do the share thing, do the like thing. You know, the usual YouTube spiel. Insert here. Anyway, you'll follow along, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Oh yeah, and don't forget, live well, hike.